Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your girl, Miss P. You're tuning into Qube Radio Online. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day so far. But I'm not flying solo. I've got my guy with me. I've got Sandile with me, and we've got our guest this afternoon. That is Sibusiso Molimi. I hope I said that correctly.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Sandile, how are you doing?
I'm very well. I'm just loving the Pretoria weather, which is quite odd for me to say that because I've been complaining about it since I moved here 2 years ago. But I mean, a bit of hot, a bit of cold. Summer's coming in, so I couldn't complain.
Very true, very true. And how are you doing, Sibusiso?
I'm well, very well. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Yes, thank you for
It's such a
coming.
pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. So Sibusiso, you are a man of many talents. I mean, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and an author. Did you always think, I mean, today, 2017, did you think that you would be here right now with all these titles?
To be honest, I didn't think I would be here. I didn't know where I would be, but I knew I would be far. Yeah.
Okay, that's something very inspirational, you know, like you have so much surety in yourself. You knew that you would get here, but you just didn't know when. Okay, so let's take it back to like where it all started for you.
Where did it all start? It started in Soweto.
Soweto, where you were born in Soweto.
Yeah.
Just one quick question, okay? So you're born in Soweto in Orlando West.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you a Pirates fan or a Chiefs fan? Just so we get that off the table.
Pirates
okay,
fan all the way.
Okay.
Pirates
So
fan all
you
the
are
way.
born and raised in Orlando West.
Yeah.
Never lost your ways.
Never lost my ways. I went to school called Titi Liwayo from grade 0 up until grade 2. And then when I was in grade, I think 4, grade 4, I got my first bursary. I was 9 years old then to go to school called St. Peter's Prep. And I was there for 4 years. And I got my second bursary in 2007 to go to St. Albans College. And then I got my third bursary to go to the University of Pretoria.
So then I kind of read that your second bursary was given to you by the class of 79.
1976, yeah.
1976.
Yeah, so at the school, they have all boys.
Yes.
And the all boys then accumulate funds to be able to be a blessing in somebody else's life, to be able to take kids through school who couldn't afford to. I mean, the school was top class, world class. When I left, the school fees was 150,000 Rand for the year.
For the year?
Yeah, just to be a boarder. So it was just to give young people who had talent the opportunity to go forward and pursue that talent and make something out of it. And I was blessed. I mean, out of thousands of many other kids who could have been chosen,
you were chosen.
They chose me, yeah.
Like you told me earlier on, just before the show started, only God knows how that happened.
Yeah, it's
Only
favor.
God knows.
It's favor. That's what it is, man.
So, above all in all, you are an author, motivational speaker, and as well as an author, but you're an entrepreneur. So, I kind of read that you sat on the board of, it was on the board of something, man. It's escaping my mind. It was the board of African speakers or...
African Business Speakers Bureau, yeah.
Yes. So then how did you come about doing that?
So, my mentor started a company and they needed someone to sit on the board. And I was there.
So, someone that he had mentored, who he's brought up,
got
the position.
they gave me the opportunity.
So it seems a custom that someone you bring up fills in your shoes.
Yeah. And I mean, for you to be, you know, an entrepreneur and I mean, growing up, is there anybody who's just like being, you know, like a role model to you?
Growing up, who was my role model growing up? Growing up, I'm still growing up, I think.
Is it? Okay.
So one of the biggest things for me, which has changed the way that I think, which has changed the way that I act, which has changed the way that I approach life, is environment. You know, because once you move from a certain environment to a different environment, your thinking changes.
Yeah.
For example, Mpumelok so it's Orlando West.
Yeah.
And then I moved to a school that was in the, they'll call it the burbs. And the things which I just used to see on TV, these cars which I used to dream about, these houses that I used to see far away, like they were now here. So the school that I went to in primary school, I mean, a Porsche was just like, it'll be like every second car was like a Porsche. So what that does is it sparks something inside of you to say, oh my goodness, this thing is right here. I can actually obtain it. But you know, along the line, I started to meet my mentors, Chris and Suzanne Stiles, Mary Frida Luhobe, DJ Sbu, and many more.
So you've worked with the likes of TJ Sbu, the likes I forgot. But yeah, I just wanted to ask that, like, who is the biggest name that you've ever worked with? Because I kind of heard a rumor that you've also worked with Ricky Rick as well. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
true.
we didn't. I didn't work with him. We were speaking at an event together. There's a foundation called Didi and Friends, and I was one of the speakers, and then Ricky Rick was the other speaker.
You just seem to be at the right place at the right time.
I saw a status by Boiti
Yeah.
the other day. She said, "I'm a magnet to money, so I'm a magnet to blessings."
I like that.
Opportunistic.
Opportunistic, yeah. It's about being at the right
you
place
see
at the right time.
opportunity and you take it. I mean, you got 2 bursaries in the space of primary school, which is prep school, and high school, and then you still got a scholarship to UP. And I feel like every single opportunity you've taken with both hands.
Yeah.
Has there ever been like a time where like you've let a chance go or opportunity go, where like you think, okay, I should have taken this and it was a mistake?
Yo, at the top of my mind, I can't think of an opportunity that I didn't take. It might have been where I got an opportunity to speak somewhere, and I just didn't give it my best shot.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, that could be that I got the opportunity, but I didn't make the most of it.
So would you say you're a perfectionist?
No, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm a work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe that anyone will ever get to the point where they're perfect.
Yeah,
There's always room for improvement. There's always room to get better.
that's true.
But there's the other positive side of striving to be a perfectionist, because you always want more and you always want the best. So yeah, but then the other side of it is that sometimes you become too hard on yourself,
Yeah,
because
that's
not
true.
everything is going to work the way you want it to work.
True,
Yes,
life
true.
doesn't actually come out the way that
That's
you want it
it.
to come out.
Yeah.
But then, speaking about that, there's this theory on the law of attraction.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
What you put into your mind and foresee yourself having, the world will bring to you. So
Yeah.
could I say that that's maybe something that you practice in your life, since everything that you see has come towards you as well?
I do. So I've spent the last 5 years, 6 years studying millionaires
Yes.
and people who have done well. I want to know what is it that they do that gets them to where they are. Like, what is common, regardless of where they come from. So I'm studying millionaires who have come from really, really difficult backgrounds, and I'm also studying millionaires who have been extremely blessed. And I'm trying to find that common factor that makes them who they are. And I understood that all the successful people, millionaires, billionaires, whether it's in politics, whether it's in sports, whatever it is, they operate by laws. And one of the laws which they know and operate by is the law of thought, which says that thoughts are like seeds.
Yeah.
They produce after their own kind. You don't plant a seed of an orange and then a banana comes out.
Yeah.
So it's just like in life, you don't plant seeds of negativity and expect positivity.
Yeah.
So there is a hashtag that goes around on Thursday, hashtag TBT, and many know it as Throwback Thursday, but we know it as Thoughts Become Things.
Thoughts become things.
That's
That's
quite
the first
awesome.
time I'm hearing that. Thoughts become
Yeah.
things. I'm used to TBT being Throwback Thursday or FBF, Flashback Fridays, but I'm sure they're gonna come up with one for FBF. So just going into the company that you started, which is Ayaya Consulting, do you guys just mainly focus on enriching lives through public speaking, or do you guys go down to the groundwork and do community work as well?
Yeah, so 6 years ago we started doing a lot of work in schools, in Mamelodi, and also some schools here in Soshanguve, in Soweto. We were just planting seeds.
Hoping they'll grow.
Yeah. So I wasn't doing this because I wanted to start a business.
Yeah.
All I was doing was just going to schools, inspiring and empowering the students. And then opportunities started to come. And as you elevate and you start to do more work with different businesses, you've got to register a business. You've got to make sure that you are complying. And then when you're doing some big numbers, then people want you to make sure that you've got a tax number. So besides just the public speaking training, it's just about helping people to awaken the giant that's within them.
Yeah, giving back, you know?
Yeah.
Very
It's true because I think so many of us are on this, I'm so blessed, life is great. But I don't think that we're here to tell people how blessed we are.
Yeah.
Pretty much nobody cares. But what's important is, what do you do with your blessings?
Yeah.
Because I believe that we are blessed to be a blessing. And once your purpose is rooted in serving, then money follows you.
Yeah, because I think like the world that we live in today, it's all about, us. The world, everybody's just, I think human nature is a bit selfish. So, giving back, I think that's something that it's rare. So, it's only a few people that are doing it nowadays.
Yeah. And when you start to do it and you see the rewards, you'd want to do more of it.
Yeah.
But you don't always give because you want something in return.
Mm-hmm.
You give because you are blessed.
Yeah.
That's it.
And what I like about giving, and what I've learned about giving, is that when you give, a lot of people think that you are taking something, away and you are withdrawing, but they don't understand actually that there's some fulfillment that you get from giving. Yeah.
Because you see, when you're at a point in your life where you've got so much and you always want and want and want, what happens then is that the cup becomes full, your hand becomes full, right? And when you let go, what do? You create space to receive more.
Yeah.
So it could be that you're not receiving because there's no space to receive. All you want is you just want to get and get and get.
Yeah.
So then, the other day, I don't know if you actually read this, but the other day I was actually reading on the Bill Gates Foundation, and it came out that they're going to spend $300 million in Tanzania, focusing on social issues, community issues, such as the whole hate against albinism there. So then, on social media, people came out and said that, what is he going to gain? What does he want to gain? I mean, I don't think that the richest man in the world wants to gain something from giving Africans $300 million. So have you ever come to a point in your life where you've given so much that people think that you are wanting something in return? Or people have questioned on the reasons why you're giving out so much?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, people always, but why? Why? And one of them is it's a controversial one. It's tithing. Why are you giving so much money? Why? Why do you do this? Are you doing this because you're expecting something from God? Why? Why don't you take this money and do something else? So there's always the why.
There's always going to be 8 out of 10 people who are going to be hating what you're doing if there's 2 that are going to be supporting you.
Yeah, for sure. And most people don't even know your background. And even if you try and explain to them, I'm doing this because I want to and I'm blessed, they'll be like, oh my goodness, oh whatever, just trying to be a good person or whatever.
No, people obviously have opinions about our lives, but I've realized as well that some people actually want to give opinions of how we should live, but yet if you look at their lives, they can't even handle their own. You know, so I think we should know who we are and we should strive for that, right?
True.
So just one last question. I don't know how much time we have left in this part, but I just want to ask one last question. Have you been able to adjust with the transition from like back then to now, having social media more accessible to us? Has it helped you in your business, or has it hindered you in having to learn another trade as well?
Oh, social media has helped me. It's a platform where people have gotten to see the work that I do. So you've got to use it to connect with people that you've always wanted to connect with. Social media has now made it easier for us to get access to people whom we look up to, because now it's a platform where people are just sharing their life, they're sharing their tools. People have wanted to know, how did Richard Branson make it? And they don't have to meet him physically. They can just go onto his Twitter account. They can go onto YouTube. So that's what social media has done, and it's important that we use it to get closer to where we want to be in our lives. It's so powerful. It's a powerful platform. I mean, look at the latest track, this trending track, yeah, it just recorded the video, 1 minute, it caught fire, and now it's a massive hit.
It's a massive hit.
You've got to make sure that you use it strategically.
I mean, we've even got white people now with their own like talk cute, hey. I mean, like it's even like broken the barriers of racial segregation in our country, which is still alive. And that was the one thing that I was pretty amazed about, is that white people were able to take their song and make it theirs, which is what we do with a lot of things. We take it and we make it ours. So I was really impressed with.
Yeah, no, very true. Very true. Okay guys, it's time for us to take a break, and we'll be back. Remember that you can follow us on The Conversation. On Facebook, it's Qube Radio Online. Twitter, it's at Qube Radio SA. Instagram, at Qube Radio _online. We'll be back after this.
I'm about to start something. I'm about to stand toe to toe with impossible and go hard on nothing. No, you don't know me right now, but damn it, you gonna love me for my ambition. See, I'm starting something they keep telling me is impossible, but it's a dream that I have, a life that I want, a thing that I do. I've got naysayers standing in line to tell me I'm a fail. I say, I dare you to watch me fail 49 times and see what happens on try number 50. Ooh, I'm about to start something. Said I'm about to stand toe to toe with impossible and go hard on nothing. What is this? I impossible anyway. Oh, I'm sorry. Impossible. The voice of one of my heroes screams constantly in my ear. Impossible is not a declaration, it's an air. Impossible is potential. Impossible is temporary. Impossible ain't shit. That's my newfound confidence to say I got this. Listen, I do this because I want this. I want this because I need this. I need this because I breathe this. I breathe this because I understand that in order for me to live the life that I want to live, then I must do what I have to do or I'm about to start something. Said I'm about to stand toe to toe with impossible and go hard on nothing. See, I'm that new guy. I might not get it at the first time I try, but I'm that new inspiration. All my heroes are dead. It's on me now, cause I'm about to. No. I just started something. See, I'm standing toe to toe with impossible. I'm going hard. It's nothing. You see, I grew up to be told that your dream is too big, son. What you're doing has been done. Nobody gonna like you. The game is gonna chew you up and spit you out. I say I'm ready. Step up, impossible.
So we're back, people, and I'm still sitting next to your girl, Miss P. How you doing?
Good. I'm still good.
I'm still good. This is our first show together. I don't know if you realize. I mean, the chemistry isn't there. The chemistry isn't there, but it's building up. I mean, I'm not Shoni, but hopefully I can be a good replacement for her. And we're still sitting with Sbusiso, someone who has inspired me and who has somehow motivated me on the show without giving us a bit of motivation. I don't know if it'll be fair if we ask him to maybe give us like the way that you motivate, you know, show us how you do it.
You want me just to motivate people?
Yeah. Just like maybe 2 minutes, 1 minute, just give us a piece that will motivate the crowd.
Alright, okay, cool. So I'll look straight into the camera. And if you are watching the show, I just want to tell you that the mere fact that you are watching the show, the mere fact that you are breathing, the mere fact that you are watching the show, it means that your best days are still ahead of you. And I just want to tell you that your best days are still ahead of you. Do not give up, you've come too far. But in order to make sure that you move from where you are to where you want to be, you need to have a conversation with yourself. And you need to make sure that you surround yourself with people who are like APSA, because these are people who are with you today, tomorrow, together. Make sure that you surround yourself with people like F&B, because these are people who ask, how can I help you? And people who ask, how can I help you? And like Netbank, they make things happen. And people who make things happen keep on moving you forward like Standard Bank. So you may just be watching the show, and I want to say to you that your best days are still ahead of you. And hey, people are always going to speak, people are going to criticize you, but remember the following words, and I leave you with this: focus on what matters, ignore the nonsense, return hate with love, kill them with kindness, bury them with success. Let your work speak.
Yo, I never thought I could like reach that level of inspiration, but you just took the bar to the next level.
Yeah, you did.
Yo, I hope people at home actually had something to learn from that. I mean, focus on what you want. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Don't focus on anything else besides what you want. If it's not going to make you a better person, if it's not going to help you get what you want, then you shouldn't be focusing on it. So I just want to test your mentality quickly, okay? So if I had a glass of water, okay, but it was only at halfway, how would you describe it? Half full or half empty?
Half empty.
Half empty. Why half empty?
It's the first thing that came to mind.
Half empty. But that seems like you are less optimistic. Because if the tank is half full, it's going up. But if it's half empty, it's going down. Would you agree with that or would you disagree?
Maybe I just don't like water. It doesn't mean that I'm pissing or you know, I'm not optimistic about life. I just don't like the water.
That's something I didn't expect.
You actually reminded me as you talk about APSA and F&B. You know, I think it's important for us to know, you know, if you don't know the purpose of a thing, I think you abuse it. You know, if you don't know why we're here at school, you know, you're just gonna abuse it altogether. So I'm really, really motivated. So I think we should talk about
Yes,
book.
a book.
Okay, so work through the barriers to success. You know, tell our viewers about your book.
So the book is titled Work Through the Barriers to Success. One of the reasons, there are many factors why I wrote the book. My mentor said to me, when I write the book, I will position myself in, when it comes to motivational speaking. So many people are motivational speakers, but when you've got a product brings about credibility. So you're not just speaking, but you've got something to show. So that's one of the reasons why I wrote the book. But the core reason why I wrote the book was to help people to move from where they are to where they want to be, and to overcome these certain barriers that we face each and every single day. So I have a conversation with people and ask them, why are you not where you want to be? What is stopping you from moving from where you are to where you need to be? And I compiled these 5 common barriers. There are many other factors and barriers, but I decided to focus on these 5 barriers and provide solutions. I'll just give 3, and if you want the other 2, then you must get the book. I'm an entrepreneur. The first barrier was a lack of vision. So you have a conversation with someone and say, life sucks, I'm not where I want to be, things are not going well. Then I ask them, what do you want? And they go, no, my in. You have people who say, I don't know what I want. And when you don't know what you want, you will fall into somebody else's plan who knows what they want.
So you'll build someone else's dream.
That's it. So you've got to know what you want. And even if you know what you want, you've got to be very clear on it. I say it's the 3 C's. Clarity cuts confusion. You've got to be very clear. I mean, you don't go to McDonald's and say, can I have a piece of a burger?
True.
So we are so specific in terms of what we want to eat. Now we just need to be more specific in terms of what we want in our lives. And that's when the law of attraction will start to kick in. Those people who don't know what they want disturb those who do.
Yeah, that's true.
Those who don't know what they want are envious about those who are going after what they want. So you just need to sit down and say, this is what I want. And once you decide and know what you want, it will help you in terms of your decision making.
True.
You find yourself in a catch-22. Do I do this? Do I not do this? Well, is this thing going to get me closer to where I want to be? If it is, then I take the decision. So that's the first barrier. And the book then helps people to create this vision board for their life. The second barrier is the enemy within. So the old African proverb which says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. And too often we are our own biggest enemies. We keep on telling ourselves that we are not good enough. We don't have the right voice if we're on radio. We don't have the face, we don't have the right body if we want to be modeling. We don't have the experience. All of these negative conversations that we have with ourselves. So we become our own biggest enemies. And I say to people, you've got to make sure that you are your own biggest supporter. You see it, man. People are just hating. And if you're always waiting for people to tell you that you're great, you're going to wait for a very long time. Now, my mentor says, you cannot improve on what you do not approve. You can't improve on what you do not approve. You're trying to improve your life. You're trying to improve your finances. You're trying to improve your circumstances. You're trying to improve your marks. You're trying to improve your bank account. You're trying to improve your business. You can't improve this if you do not approve it first. So the stamp has got to come from you to say, hey, I am good enough. Hey, I've got it in me. Hey, I can do this. Then you work towards improving. And the third barrier being too comfortable. I think too many people are just comfortable, So I watched this video where the guy was speaking about a zone. People speak about the friend zone, and a lot of people laugh about the friend zone when people are in the friend zone. But it's very rare that people speak about this other zone called the comfort zone. Why? Because many of us are in it. So if many of us are in it, we hardly speak about it because it makes us uncomfortable. So the book then helps you to stretch yourself, to set a goal where people are going to laugh at you and go, did Sandile just say he's going to do this? Those are the type of goals that we need to be setting. Goals that get us up earlier in the morning, And the thing is, many of us are doing what we did last year and we expect different results this year. It's not going to happen. You need to set a goal that's going to stretch you, that's going to push you out of your comfort zone and make you go, yeah. Hey.
I've worked myself today.
Yeah. Times when you just need to burn the midnight oil, man, and then just put in the work.
Okay, so going back to the first barrier. Okay, so what I quite got from that is if you don't start your own dream, you're going to be caught building someone else's dream.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I just want to ask a question. Okay, so education. Well, no. education is the key to success.
Yeah.
Would you agree with me if I had to say that if you don't use your education to empower you, then school becomes the lock? Because we got so many people that go out there, get the degree, and then get into the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And getting into the 9 to 5 puts you in a system where you have to wake up in the morning, go to work, come back. You don't have enough time to be working on your own dreams. So would you say maybe education is the key to success, but school could be the lock if that's all you're chasing?
True and false. Education is not the key to success. There is a combination. There are two types of education. There is school education and there is self-education. When those two come together, magic happens. If you look at the word education, it's from a Greek word called eduko, which means to draw from within. It's to draw from within. Now that speaks to what? Self-education. School education then helps you to take what you've drawn from within to move you closer to where you want to be. So you see, there needs to be a combination. So fine, you've got the self-education where you've drawn from within, but now how do you use what you've drawn from within to propel you to where you want to be? So there needs to be a combination. And too often people don't get to where they need to be because they haven't focused on the self-education. But there is the school education, there is the qualification. So you combine those two, and I'm telling you, magic happens. We're all busy, but there is one thing that you can never be too busy for, and that is your personal growth.
No, that's very true. And since we're talking about education, you get that a lot of students, after matric, they're not sure what they want to study. So you studied business management.
Yeah.
And we can see now the fruit of your labor.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to students who are in matric right now, but they're just so confused in terms of what to study?
Well, to be honest with you, I studied business management because that's the subject where I got the highest marks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm honest.
So everything worked together.
Yeah. I did business management because I got a distinction for it. I didn't really know. I wanted to get a little bit in communications because people said I talk a lot. So I thought, okay, maybe communications. And funny enough, I got 48% for maths in matric. So I couldn't make it into the 3-year degree. So I went into a 4-year degree and I couldn't get into communications management. So I did BCom. And just when I thought I was done with maths, and then maths followed me in varsity. But then eventually I got the better of maths. So to the matric students, I would say to them, spend time alone. I think when you spend a lot of time with friends, their voice can overpower your voice because your friend is doing this subject, you also want to do this subject. So once you spend time alone and you decide exactly what is it that you, I'll repeat that and emphasize it. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to do? And once you decide that is what you want to do, you then get information. Because there are many students who are saying, I want to become a doctor. But you don't have the right information. You cannot become a doctor if your marks are like 50 and 60. So once you decide this is what I want to do, you then get the information that's going to get you close. So I think to the grade 12s, I want to wish them all the best for their exams. And I want to say to them, spend time alone. Abangani, they won't run away. They're still going to be here. And find out what is it that you want to do. There's so many opportunities. For example, there are students who want to do medicine. If you speak to a lot of students, they say, no, I'm from Tatabantu. I want to get into medicine. But they can't have money. There's no money. But Qube is offering so many scholarships and taking so many students from South Africa all the way to Cuba to study medicine.
It's important that we do our research as well.
Very important.
And I think it's important what you said in terms of knowing what is it that you want to do and actually focusing on it. I think it helps us to actually ignore a lot of things, not to get into too much trouble. I mean, if I know that, okay, I want to drive a Mercedes, if the Opel comes along, if I don't know what I want, I'll be like, it does have that's better than Mercedes. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you know what is it that you want, all these other things will come. But if you know what is it that you want, then you'll be able to move forward, and it just makes life easier.
And nothing will get in your way.
Yeah.
I mean,
nothing will get in your way.
if you know where you're going, I mean, a speed bump, a pothole, a detour won't change your destination. It just changes the route. But I don't think that people are strong enough to overcome those type of things. Your mindset needs to be ready. Like, if a problem's gonna come, I see a lot of people panicking and and stressing. I hate to see someone panic and stress. Stress is one of the one things that will stop you from moving forward. If you're stressed, you are stopping your mind from thinking. So I just think that people need to like work on their minds, if that is a thing. Like work on your mind, empower your mind so that you can move forward with it. Because it makes no sense if you as a person are gonna move forward, but then like your mindset is still stuck at last year's mindset where like I just want to make money and do whatever I want. I mean, a person's values and morals can change from when I had money and when I don't have money. But then why do they not change from when I didn't have money to when I do have money?
Yeah, I mean, you see the businessman who started off with millions and billions. Donald Trump. Well, with what's happening now, you know, I'm not going to get into the political side, but I want to look at Donald Trump, the businessman, for example, who had a championship mindset and worked on his mindset, made millions, lost it, and recovered it again. So how are those people able to lose the millions and then recover them again? Because the mindset, you can take away their cars, you can take away their houses, but you can't take away their mindset. And then they're able to regain that which they've lost.
Yeah, that's true. So it's important to be persistent.
Yeah, persistent, you know, and I always encourage the guys. I mean, Masa Lokshini, and there is a girl that you want. You're very persistent, you know, and you become very strategic. I need to, you know, Sandy, I'm speaking to you here, my man. You know, when there is a girl that you want, let's go back to high school. There's no time that you wanted to get to know and get her number. You would find out, okay, first go to Tando, goes to that school, man.
Yeah.
And then maybe you'd say, okay, at 2 o'clock I'm gonna go and wait for Tando school. But then maybe Tando some people good day, man. And then the Tando put me on my back door and go somewhere else. Then you're like, oh, okay, as in the Tando. Then what do? You come up with another strategy.
Yeah.
To say, okay, Utando doesn't want to see me. Now I'm gonna go and speak to Tando's friend. Listen, I'm trying to get Utando. But Nobutle also doesn't want to give you Tando's number. So what do? Maybe you slide in the DMs. So maybe that's what she's having a conversation in DMs. So you're very persistent. You know, okay, she doesn't like this. You're doing all this information. So Tinamachita, we've got the strength that we're stubborn. Like when it comes to what we want, especially when there is you'll fight and you go out of your way, you know, you'll buy her these flowers, you know, the tatimali that we're supposed to take for school and use it, yeah. But you're so persistent and you're like, you know what, this girl, I'm gonna date this girl. So now, she'll be mine. But now you channel that energy into business. It's the same thing. You knock on one door, they say no, you go into another door.
Yeah.
You knock on the other door, they say no, you change your strategy. You say, okay, I need to speak to that person. This person doesn't want to let me in. That's fine, I'll wait for her. I'll buy a cup of coffee. You become strategic.
Yeah. Are we speaking from experience? Was there a Tando in your life?
There was.
Okay, wait.
There was.
I think it's that time of the show where it's instigation time. I need to ask an instigatory question quickly. Okay, so
you need to ask a what?
An instigatory question.
Oh my goodness, what's that?
Instigation.
Yeah.
But I make up like my own words as I go, but it'll be in the dictionary soon. Don't worry. So yeah, first question. I see no ring on your finger, so are you taken or you're not taken? Is it for show or?
You see a ring on my finger?
I see no ring on your left hand.
On my left hand?
Yeah. You know how like some people they're like, okay, no, when I'm on the camera, I must take off my ring, you know. Or...
Nah, you can't do that, my guy.
Some people do.
Yeah, but then those people, there's something that they're hiding.
Yeah.
Why are you taking it off? So there's no ring, which means I'm single, and which means I'm not married.
So you're single and ready to mingle.
No, we'll see.
We'll see as time goes by.
We'll see.
There's a quote that I have here from you.
Yeah.
It says, please correct me. The other factor that drives me to succeed is the fact that so many people believe in me.
Sure.
They have invested in me, and I cannot afford to fail.
Yeah.
So if I was looking at you and I was like, wow, I'm motivated, you know, and then I come across, you know, a quote like this, you know, which is a little bit of, you know, there's pressure there. You know? So I just want you to elaborate in terms of what did you mean by that quote?
So, excuse me, there are a lot of people who have invested in me. I mean, I spoke about the bursaries from grade 4 up until I finished off at university. There are so many people who believe in me and they want me to win. And I think when I win, it gives them the inspiration to say they can also win. So that's what drives me as well. You know, I keep on getting so many testimonials from people whom I've never met before, who are on the verge of giving up, who are hopeless, who are just going through a tough time, to say, hey, your words and what you shared has inspired me to keep on going. So that's what keeps me going, man. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah. And then what if, I don't want to say what if you fail, but I want to put it more in terms of what if you know, things don't go your way and you feel like you failed? Would you feel more that you can't even go to them and say, oh gosh, I failed? Or is it more that it's a chance for me to be better?
Yeah, it's a chance for me to be better. Besides the TV, the media, we need to understand that we're all human beings. And along the way we make decisions, bad decisions, and we've got to face the consequences. But when you've got a strong support structure, you don't have people that are beating you down to say, you see, yeah, you see. But you say, hey, let's sit down. Suddenly, what did you do wrong? Why did you make this decision? Okay, how do we move forward so that you don't make the same decision? You don't make the same decision again. But I'll never fail. Never. For me, I define failure as when I stop trying. I may fall, but I'll never fail. Never. The only time I'll fail is when my time has expired and then I'm done.
So vibrant, motivational, inspirational, and like I really don't want the show to end because I got so many more questions. But but then you know the deal. We always cut for time. You know we have to keep in time. So yeah, people, it's your boy San 7, Miss P. Thank you very much for being on the show. It was a very great show.
It was.
It's Qube Radio Online on Facebook, at Qube Radio SA on Twitter, and Qube Radio _online on Instagram. Guys, I'm not gonna say it again, but we follow back. Give us a follow. Thank you.
Ndikhumbula amaxesha kudala usekhona emhlabeni wena. Ndikhumbula imfundiso zakho, ndicela ukubonga mama. Kaloku tata wasishiya kudala, ibiyintando yakho bawo. Umama wazama ngakho konke manje, lade lafike lakhe ixesha. Bawo ndiyacela ndingadanisa abazali bam nanini na.